Hi, Matt Scott here, and I'm talking about the different organs that make up a tree. So we don't always think about it in those terms, but in a biological sense, an organ is just a group of tissues that have a common purpose. So cells make up tissues, and then tissues make up organs. This is kind of a basic cellular structure of organisms. And we don't think about it all the time with trees, but with people, we think about organs. We have a brain or a heart. Trees have different needs and different functions, so they have different organs, but it's a similar kind of structure going from tissue to organ. And in trees, there are four that we really deal with. Those are the roots, the stems, the leaves, and whatever reproductive structure is on that tree. So kind of going from the ground up, the roots are there to anchor the tree. They're there to give it support. They also absorb water and nutrients from the soil, and they store a lot of carbohydrates as well. And sometimes we forget about that one, but it's really obvious if you ever cut down like a beech tree or an apple tree, it'll start resprouting from the roots. And a big reason for that and why it's able to do that is all of those stored carbohydrates that are in the roots. And then as we kind of move along the stems, they're there for structure and support as well. Uh, but their main thing, or one of their big things, is transmitting that water and nutrients from the roots to the leaves, and then taking the photosynthetates and what the leaves are creating and transmitting them back down to the roots. So they're kind of a flow through that way. Um, and as we're getting to the leaves, the photosynthesis is their big function. There are also some other things they do. They're involved in transpiration and controlling the water loss that's involved in leaves and the closing of the stomates and the pressure that creates within the tree, kind of monitoring that. But photosynthesis is the thing that we most associate with leaves and the function that they're doing. And then finally we get to the reproductive structure. And most obviously, yeah, you can see this in flowering trees. Flowers are the reproductive structure of those trees. It would also include like the fruit or the seeds that are being produced by it. And the function of that is fairly obvious. It's to create new trees, get the genes to the next generation, reproduce. That structure could also include things like pine cones, if we're talking about conifers. Just the same thing, but a little bit different because of the different type of tree. But those are kind of the big organs that we talk about with trees: the roots, the stems, the leaves, and then whatever reproductive structures there.